How am I prepared mentally? So mentally it's a competitive fight and I've got to bring competition. So in that sense, mentally it's not just about, all right, I want to box well and all this, just win. Mentally, like win, refuse to be beat. And that's how you mentally approach the fight, just go in there with a winner's mindset.
So Jake, you can fight basically anybody. You decide who your opponents are going to be. Why was this man the right opponent for right now?
I think this talk has been part of the conversation, and we've always wanted to fight each other. There's been some talk back and forth for a couple of years, and my goal is to become world champion, and the WBA and WBC.
I don't think it's necessarily fair to AJ. I just know that I have the power and the timing. It's the shots that you don't see coming that knock people out. And I'm a tricky knockout artist that people don't give me enough credit for. I've won knockout of the year. So he has to be careful. And I do have the timing, the speed, and the tricks up my sleeve to be able to hit a shot on this guy that he doesn't see coming that can put him to sleep with that.
If I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna break his face, I'm gonna break his body up, I'm gonna stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do that until I finish fighting, no matter who it is.
More pressure on them going into this fight?
100%, Anthony. Yeah, 1,000%. This is something that's gonna weigh on him, right? Like, because of what you said, I'm going in there, I can fight free. If he starts getting touched up and losing rounds, I think the cookie will crumble.
He said, we'll see if the cookie crumbles. I don't know what to say. I'm confident in myself. Like, I'm not focusing on him. I just know what I can do, and I can't wait to show it. I'm not gonna crumble. I'm solid. I've been through wars, and I'm still standing super strong. I align myself with some of the greatest coaches and greatest fighters in the world because I have that hunger.
I think there's any chance in the world, knowing what Anthony Joshua is a specialist at, he's a specialist at putting knuckles through your fucking brain, and that's what he's going to try to do to Jake Paul. And anything other than that, from a 34-year-old Anthony Joshua, will make us all think it's a fixed fight. Whether or not Joshua can do it, whether or not, Jake Paul shocks the world and shows us that he really does know how to box really well and moves really good and uses his jab and blows us all away with a strategy and a lot of footwork and
The stage is set for a clash of boxing philosophies, and the pre-fight tension couldn't be more stark. On one side, you have Jake Paul, the master of self-belief, painting a picture of a stunning upset. He walks in talking about breaking faces and stomping on opponents, preaching a gospel of pure, delusional confidence. He's selling the dream, the idea that heart and a fighter's mentality can overcome any obstacle. It's a powerful narrative, the kind that fuels underdog stories and captures headlines. But across from him sits a chilling dose of reality named Anthony Joshua. While Paul is planning his victory parade, Joshua is as cool as ice, treating this not like a superhero movie, but a scheduled appointment. His quiet, polite menace speaks volumes. He doesn't need to shout or make grand promises. He simply exudes the calm of a man who has already read the script and knows exactly how the story ends. The contrast is breathtaking. It's hype versus homework, podcast energy versus final exam focus. This dynamic puts all the pressure squarely on Joshua's shoulders. As the undisputed champion and seasoned professional, he's the one with everything to lose. A loss for Paul is expected. A loss for Joshua would be catastrophic for his legacy.
Secret to boxing a guy like
just get him with the right hand. That's what Jake Paul's looking for, the right hand. And if he lands, he could do good damage. So a lot of people underestimate Jake Paul, but in reality, he's a good fighter and he's dedicated, and that's what I.
You're quoted on record saying that you and AJ must retire if Jake Paul wins on December 19th. Stand by that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I suppose so. Look, I don't see a world where Jake Paul wins this fight. I know that boxing's boxing. And I mean, what is it? Roy Jones came out this morning and said Jake Paul can win this fight.
Teddy Atlas as well.
Teddy Atlas. Okay. All right, now I'm a bit worried. I won't retire. AJ should retire. Yeah, AJ's never made weight before, so all of a sudden he's tried. You know, he's been in camp for, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, and he's probably sitting at, I don't know, 260, 265, and it's like you got to make 245. It's 20 pounds. The weight clause and all of this is going to be an issue. It's something we have to keep our eye on. But I think AJ feels great. I think actually the lighter AJ is, the better AJ winning this fight with ease, comprehensively, destructively, violently. And I don't see a world where Jake Paul is competitive in the fight, let alone win the fight. But luckily, AJ's not preparing in a way that he just thinks it's a joke. He's preparing for Jake Paul like he's a world title contender. Yes, it's been a little bit of a shorter camp. Yes, we've got to make weight this time around, but it doesn't.
In the top 10, where AJ's taking it seriously, he's answering the questions direct that Ariel's throwing him. There was no, yeah, we're here to kind of fuck around. It's going to be easy. Give me my money. Let me run back to the UK. This was AJ's like, no, we're taking this seriously. And that ain't a good thing for Jake Paul. It isn't. And AJ's that guy anyway. Like, I would never doubt that AJ would take this seriously. But for Jake Paul, I do wonder if realization is kicking in, or maybe he is just that delusional where...
Promoter Eddie Hearn even put it in brutal, simple terms, stating he and Joshua would have to retire if Paul somehow won. But he delivers this ultimatum with such calm certainty, it feels less like a threat and more like a statement of fact. He's so confident, he's already breaking down the benefits of a lighter, sharper Joshua, treating the fight like a foregone conclusion. The analysis from experts only deepens this divide. They point out that Joshua isn't treating this as a joke. He's preparing for Jake Paul with the same seriousness as a world title fight. This is a nightmare scenario for Paul. While he's talking about speed and angles, Joshua is a specialist at one thing, putting his knuckles through an opponent's brain.
In press conference, I think one of the biggest takeaways was, and I think we knew this on the circuit anyway, that AJ had left Ben Davison, but he confirmed it. And then he said he's training with Igor. And I wish Ariel pushed him a bit more, because I have no idea who Igor is. I feel like I know quite a few people in this Alexander Usyk camp where AJ is and has been for a while now. But Igor is most certainly not Alexander Usyk's #1 trainer. So I'm guessing it's just someone in the camp. But AJ is now to still stand firm and say AJ should, not will, should get rid of Jake Paul in 1 round. Should. And if he doesn't, then it's more, my questions will be more to AJ. But I'm confident AJ gets this done. And I'm confident AJ hasn't come to play around. So this isn't a case of AJ just come to kind of give the American audience a show and just, you know, make Jake Paul look silly and make Jake Paul miss. And no, I think AJ's come to do damage, collect the check, and go to Saudi and have this fight in February that Turkey's been
itself. I want to see what AJ's presence in front of Jake Paul will be like, because AJ, especially when it comes to fighting, is a serious dude. And I know Jake Paul, the problem child, he can be rude, he can be in your face. Remember when he snatched Floyd Mayweather's hat? And they do all the kind of things, Mike Tyson ended up slapping him in his face and standing on his toe. I think Jake Paul got there, looked up and thought, shall I chance? Jay, I'm stuck in betwixt and between, because nobody on this green earth would actually turn down 50, 60 million to fight Jake Paul. And people that don't like this will probably watch it because they want to see Jake Paul getting knocked out. So what's it say about AJ and what's it say about Jake Paul? I think I was thinking upside down. For AJ, I thought, Mama's cashing out. He's cashing out because he's going down this minute line. But I thought,
the belief is that Joshua isn't there to play around or put on a show. He's there to do damage, collect his check, and move on to his next major challenge. So we are left with the ultimate collision of worlds. One man is selling a dream built on confidence and disruption. The other is a craftsman, quietly sharpening his tools for a precise, violent job. History rarely sides with the loudest talker in these scenarios. It sides with the one who brought the toolbox. The entire boxing world is watching, waiting to see if audacious self-belief can somehow withstand the cold, hard reality of a heavyweight king's fists. The bell can't ring soon enough.